Hey guys, this is Miss Cici, and today we're going to be learning how to do some DIY canvas art. So our first step is to grab a paper plate and to choose out a few colors to use for our painting. So as you can see, I started placing colors on our plastic plate, and the colors I decided to go with were red, green, blue, and yellow. So let's go ahead and start putting paint on our paper plate. Our next step is we're gonna draw out the first letter of our name. So mine is a C, and I just pre-drew a C before. But if you don't know how to draw big bubble letters, you can always print out any letter from your computer and then cut out. So let's go ahead and start cutting out our letter. Our next step is to place our cutout letter in the center of our little paper, and you can use tape to tape it down, but I didn't find my tape, so I decided to just hold it down with my fingers while I paint it around. So let's start painting. So you're gonna want to grab a small paintbrush, um, and pick up any color you want and start and use a tapping motion when you put down your paint. I did not swipe my paint back and forth. I did not brush my brush on the paper. What I decided to do was use an up and down motion and start just tapping paint wherever I wanted. So let's start and use any color you like. You don't have to copy me, but if you want to copy me, go ahead. That's what this tutorial is for. So yeah, start grabbing paint and start tapping away on a paper while holding on your letter. As you can see, I was almost done with my painting, but I decided to add an extra color, and I decided to add dark purple around the corners. You can do whatever you want with your painting because this is your painting. If you want to add more than 10 colors, then go ahead, whatever you want. So I decided something was wrong with my painting, and I decided to add purple around the corners using the same up and down motions of my paintbrush. can see, I finished putting purple around the corners, and now I decided to add some detail. So what I did is I put a drop of white on my paper plate, and I started to fix up my letter just in case I did get paint in my white space. So what I'm doing is I'm painting over any paint that I got in my white space. For my next step, I decided to add maybe a little bit more purple in the center where the green was, because I thought it looked a little off and it didn't really match the rest of my painting. So I decided to add a little bit more detail with purple. So you can do the same thing if you want, but this is what I decided to do. So next, I wanted to make my initial pop up even more from my painting. So I decided to trace the outer lines with a dark black or dark purple. I used dark purple, but I was deciding against the black just because I didn't think the black would match the rest of my colors. So I decided to just use the same exact purple I used in the edges to outline my letter. So go ahead and start outlining your letter as carefully as you can. If you need help from a parent, go ahead, because I know this is difficult. Even I had a hard time doing it. Our next and final steps are to add little details to represent you in your painting. So I decided to draw stars using white, and how I drew my stars is I literally just drew a tiny T, and I just kept doing that wherever I felt there a star should be. So let's start and draw some stars. If you want to draw some stars, you can also draw hearts, you can do dots, you can do stripes, it's whatever you want. But for me, I decided to go simple and I decided to draw some stars. So let's start drawing some stars. For our next design, I decided to take the end of our paintbrush, the round part of the paintbrush, and start dipping it in paint and just draw polka dots all over my canvas. So as you can see, at first I took white, and the next color I took was yellow, I believe. And then after my yellow polka dots, I decided to draw some red polka dots. So wherever I felt was empty and missing some design, I decided to just draw polka dots everywhere. So if you want to draw some polka dots, this is a great way to make perfect circles. Just use the end of your paintbrush. Alright guys, and there you have it, our finished canvas painting. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys create some really great things, and yay!